good, family, and welcome to Enjoy the Journey. I am your host, Devontae Lamont, and I am so excited to be here with you today. I have with us Taylor Goodridge. She is the founder of Unveiling Purpose. She is amazing. She is a leader and a woman of God of our generation and of this time. What's good, Taylor?
Hello, my brother. Hi, my brother.
What's good?
Everything is good.
You look good.
Praise the Lord.
I mean, I keep saying you look like Michelle Obama.
Yeah, you know what? I feel a
Listen.
little bit like her, you know? I had to come up extra special for you.
You look
Honestly.
good. I'm honored to have you here.
I'm honored to be here.
I love you. I see what you're doing. Like, I see you on social media every day, and I see the work that you're doing. And I said, we got to get her on Enjoy the Journey
Wow.
because we have to talk about it. So you are the founder of Unveiling Purpose. Can you tell us what that is?
Yeah, so Unveiling Purpose is a woman's ministry. I have this longing for helping women who have had insecurities, who've felt insecure and feel like they're not worth anything. Like, I've been there. You know, I have had a history of feeling, not even feeling, but being bullied, being persecuted, not knowing my voice, not knowing who I am, and not understanding that this bullying has lasted up into my adulthood. Wow. Like, the trauma of it has lingered on to my adulthood, to where I'm trying to launch out into my purpose, but I don't feel like my voice is good enough.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, well, I have a Moses syndrome. Like, God, you know, I know you're choosing me, but I don't feel worthy of being, you know, put in this position to go and confront Pharaoh. Like, I don't feel worthy of that stuff. Wow. So I made a women's ministry because of my story. I made a women's ministry to help other women who have felt like that, who have felt like, okay, well, you know, what do I have to offer? And maybe they've had a past of trauma. They felt insecure about who they were because maybe their family has talked down on them, or their peers have talked down on them. They feel like just because of the way they look, they cannot do it. They cannot launch into their purpose. So yeah, that's why I started this, because I know the journey that I had, that I had to go through, you know, just to get to where I am. And everybody has a story to tell. Yeah. Everybody really does. And I'm actually excited to share my story. That's why I'm here. Because I want to share a little bit of my story so that I can help other women unveil their own.
But Taylor, that's what this show is all about, Enjoy the Journey, and where we are telling our stories, we're telling what we overcame to be successful where we are. And I too can attest to that, you know, even with Enjoy the Journey, it has been a faith journey for me personally, because I always felt like my voice didn't matter. I always felt that my voice was unneeded, and it came from trauma of feeling unworthy. It came from the trauma. You talked about bullying. You know, I was, you know, a husky little boy growing up. And once I got older, I was up to 300 pounds. And so for me, I always, you know, I was bullied, I was teased, and I was always quiet because I was like, you know, nobody. And so now being in a space where God is now causing me to use my voice, it has been a journey, like you said, and I am now using my voice to help others. So what is it about Unveiling Purpose and the women that you're reaching there? Why are women so gravitated to this program?
Well, I really believe, first of all, thank you for sharing that part of your story, because like, I do relate to you a lot. And so, but with the women who are gravitating to Unveiling Purpose, there are women from all ages that are still dealing with trauma, that are still dealing with the effects of bullying, effects of feeling like they're not good enough, and like just not understanding the true worth that they hold, that rests in Jesus Christ. And so they're coming here with like, okay, this is who I am. This is like my brokenness. Like, okay, how do we turn this ash into beauty? And so like, I'm helping to remind them, no, you're a queen. Like, pick up your crown. You know, like, you have so much potential, more than just potential that's untapped. Like, God has put purpose in you. And so I want to be like, just like Mordecai was to Esther, I want to be to these women, to be a Mordecai to them and say, hey, no, you've come to this position that you're in for such a time as this.
For such a time as this. Taylor, that is powerful. And the reason, and even with you talking, we keep saying this, but I even feel connected to your story
Yeah.
because what you don't know is before this was called Enjoy the Journey, it was actually going to be titled Walking in Your Purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a desire to see people walking in their purpose, and I have a desire to see people moving in the thing that they're supposed to be doing in the earth. But what I end up realizing is that our purpose is not a destination,
Yeah.
but our
Yeah.
purpose is a journey.
Yeah.
And so I love that you are unveiling purpose through these women. What are some of the programs that Unveiling Purposes offer, or what are some things that Unveiling Purpose as a network is doing?
So we are doing every Wednesday, we do this thing called Empower and Pour calls. That is like our morning coffee or our midweek push.
Mm.
And we do it at 8 o'clock in the morning in Eastern Standard Time. We have that it's via Zoom, and it's in our Facebook group. So we actually have a Facebook group where we commune and gather. We're only a year old, so we have like about 130 members,
Wow.
but we're still slowly
But
growing.
Taylor, that's amazing. I mean, after 1 year,
Yes.
130 members.
Yes.
Can we just stop and applaud?
Thank you. Thank you. Because I don't despise small beginnings, and that's for anybody who is starting. Don't despise small beginnings, because I know that God is going to grow this ministry even more, and I want to be ready. Again, like, it's a process, it's a journey.
Yes.
So like we have to just trust our process. So anywho, but like we have our Empower and Pour call every Wednesday. I'm also a business and brand coach. So
Wow.
I do coach women. So I've actually coached up to about 7, because this is very, very new for me too.
Yeah.
But I've learned that there's something about me and like my voice, and me like helping to not just pull out purpose just spiritually, but pull out purpose in business, like pull out purpose in your brand, and knowing that you can brand yourself and brand your business and get out there and actually do it. Like no longer are we going to just be visionaries and think about it in our minds. Like we're actually going to put it on a platform.
We're gonna, because action, faith without works is dead.
Exactly.
And so a lot of us have these dreams, and we have these visions and these goals, but we don't have a plan. We just talked with Victoria Ward, who told us we have to have a strategy.
Yes.
And so I think that is so important. But another caveat to that, one thing that I'm noticing, and I've been speaking with women today, strong Black women at that. And one thing that I am noticing, you just said that your business is a year old. I just talked to someone who said their business is 2 to 3 years old, and we are seeing rapid success with Black women business owners. That is so powerful to me.
It is.
It is so incredible to me. How is it, and with being a Black woman in an industry where you're leading people, what is the importance of you being a Black woman and a leader?
Wow. So this is such a good question, because I was just thinking about this. First of all, I need to see me. Okay, I need to see more of me. When I was a teenager, I didn't see me, who's not only am I Black, I'm a Christian. Yeah. I'm a woman, and I'm a Christian who's actually like holding these morals and these standards, and I'm holding myself accountable. And so like I never really saw a lot of that. Like the people I thought about were like the Oprah Winfreys, who already made it, you know what I mean, or the the Queen Latifahs, and those, they're so inspiring as well. But like I wanted to see more of myself, and so that is impactful. It's empowering to other young women, the teenagers who are watching me, who are like, okay, well, I need to see somebody who looks like me, who can talk like me, who have a little slang to their voice, but they are actually educated, and they're actually making a positive impact. They're the real influencers, not these so-called influencers. Okay, they're actually doing something. They're making a change in the world. So that is important to me.
That is so true, because one thing I'm tired of, and I'm so sick of these influencers. I'm like, what are you influencing, and who are you influencing?
Exactly.
And one thing about you are a real influencer, and we see it on your social media, because you're making content that is not only useful, it's helpful, it
Amen.
encourages people, especially women. How does that play a role with you, being a brand coach and also a content creator? How does that affect Unveiling Purpose, and how can that also help people in their businesses or things that they are trying to do as well?
Yeah, that's where we get our start. That's where I got my start in. I've always had a dream to be something in front of a camera.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I'm just, being a theater kid. You
Yeah, theater
understand?
kid.
Being a
Oh, oh,
theater
oh.
kid, like you kind of have this gravitation towards the camera, like being in front of the camera. But then it's like I can actually not just like make content, but I can make content that actually helps people, and I can make content that inspires people. I can make content that encourages people. And not only am I doing that, I know that God is using my voice. Something new that God had me discover is like, okay, Taylor, like you've been doing the encouragement, but like you also have a prophetic voice. Like you also need to prophesy. You also need to speak the word of the Lord into these women who are watching you. And so for those who are really just starting off, and they're trying to, I want to be a testament to those people too who are just starting off. They don't have anything, but they have a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
So like even with your cell phone, you can do a lot with what you have. You can use what's in your hand. Like you don't
Use
have to
what's
wait.
in your hand.
Use what's in your hand.
Wow.
You don't have to wait till you get to a studio. Like, you don't have to wait till you have all the stuff in a row and all your ducks in a row to start. Like you can use what's in your hand, and it can still be positive and make a big impact.
That is incredible, because I think so many times, in the creative space or as content creators, influencers, we think that we have to, oh, I need this to start this, or I need this to start this dream.
Yes.
All you need is some faith, and you need some action behind it, and you are living proof of that. So, one thing that I want to know, if there is one person in the world that you could meet, who would that be? Just anybody in the world.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you know who, and I don't know why this name is just ringing in my head now. So Cindy Trim. Cindy Trim, she's very inspiring. I mean, I listened to her story, and I know that she's had such a tough childhood and growing up, and like but she's always had this leadership in her. She always knew who she was. Like the anointing always was resting on her.
Authoritative.
Exactly. Before she got platformed. And so I think that's super inspiring to know that like everybody was born with a specific kind of oil on their life before they actually walk it out. So like she's somebody who I would love to talk to.
Can I tell you this? So I never really was a reader. But the first book that I read, I mean, I've been reading books, but the first book I really chose to read was a Cindy Trim book called Command Your Morning.
Yes.
That book changed my life. If there's one book, besides the Bible, of course, that has changed my life, it would be Command Your Morning, because it made me learn how to speak what it is I wanted to see. It taught me how to pray. I actually learned the art of prayer through, I think it was the Atomic Prayer. Like, if you don't know who Cindy Trim is, look her up. She is a powerful woman of faith, a powerful woman of God, and I love Cindy Trim. And actually, the church I used to belong to in Indianapolis, she is my former pastor's pastor. So I've been able to sit under like some of Cindy Trim's teachings, and she is phenomenal.
She really is.
And honestly, I honestly think you have that same grace, authority, and I love that you said that in this season God is using you to prophesy to these women, because one thing that I've learned, that when you are gifted and you are called, whatever your gifting or calling is, it is used to help people. It is used to help the world. And a lot of times, us as prophetic voices, we have to be careful that we're just not keeping the things that God has given us locked inside of us, but ultimately that we're pouring out to these people. What is it about the calling of God on you that is able to reach so many different women who have been through trauma, that have been through hurt, that have been through pain? What is it through Unveiling Purpose that you offer spiritually to these women?
My God. Well, first thing and last thing, because I keep saying first thing, but it's so, because there's so many things. One thing that really does stand out is that I've been there and I've been through it. And every time that I've seen it, even in the word, like God uses the things that we've been through to minister to other people. And so that is something that I believe does help other people and does minister to other people, is that I've been there. So I'm not speaking, when I speak to somebody, even prophetically, I'm not speaking from a place where I'm like disassociated from that thing. I don't have a clue what that is, but okay, well, we just gonna pray anyway, and just prophesy. But I've known that I'm drawing the people who look like me, sound like me, been through what I've been through. I'm drawing those people. And so that's the cool thing about it. It's like we draw the people who are similar to us, who have been through what we've been through. We really do draw those same people. And that's how I know the market's not oversaturated, because there's only one you. There really is only one you.
Taylor, you don't even know what you just said, bro.
Really,
like, Taylor, that is so true. Because I think a lot of us, get stopped because we feel like my industry is oversaturated. Like, let's say if you do hair, it's like, oh, well, everybody do hair. Nobody's going to know. If you say, I'm a content creator, I want to create content, or I want to start a podcast, where, it's so oversaturated. But one thing that God even dealt with me on is that nobody is called to do you but you.
Yeah.
Like, nobody can beat you at being you.
Yeah.
And so even with your handprint, there is no one on the earth that has your handprint.
Exactly.
So literally whatever you decide to put your hand to, it's going to prosper because you're doing it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I had a personal moment.
It is. Like, wow. There's enough for everyone to go around. It's enough for all of us.
So I am really enjoying trying new foods. I know this is random, but what is right? I'm a foodie. So what do you like to do? Like, or are there any like foods that you want to try? Are there any restaurants that you want to try? Like,
well, I'm adventurous, so I do love like Japanese and Korean. I love Asian cuisine. I don't know what it is about it, but I really do. I do. Like, I'm a sushi girl. Like, I prefer sushi over any other dish, to be honest, but besides Jamaican, because I'm also half Jamaican.
Really?
So I am.
I didn't know that.
I am.
That is so dope.
Yeah, I do love Asian cuisine though. It's so fresh and simple.
Asian cuisine. Okay, so the only thing I know about Asian cuisine is Chinese shrimp fried rice.
But
egg rolls.
That's actually like one of my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah, like Chinese cuisine. But I love like Korean. Well, I mean, I know that still falls in line with Asian, like Chinese, but like I think I love more so Korean, Japanese.
Okay, I only ask that because I'm like super hungry.
But and that's cool. Like,
no. Now I want to know, because you said you're Jamaican. So wait,
I am Jamaican.
So what part of Jamaica is your family from?
So my family is from Kingston. Yeah, Kingston.
Can I tell you a secret? And I'm unveiling myself around the world. But I was in London in 2019, and I was in a store, and this guy, I guess he thought I was Jamaican. So he was like, "Are you from Jamaica?" And I said, "Yes, I'm from Kingston." And so now it's like a joke now. It's like a laughing joke. Like, I tell people I'm from Kingston. So I'm a fake Jamaican. And so I know y'all hate us, but hey.
This whole fake Jamaican is insane. Like if you were from New York, I'd be like, okay, well maybe you got a little something in you, but you're not from New York.
Okay. Unveiling Purpose. Listen, Taylor, you know I'm crazy. So Unveiling Purpose. We like to eat too. That's what people. But Unveiling Purpose. So what are some things that you guys have coming up? What is something that people can look forward to with the future of Unveiling Purpose?
So in the future, what I'm working on is called Unveiled Academy. And so that's where it'll be self-paced, where people can actually come. It's like a network basically, but it's where people can get educated by themselves on how to start their business, how to market themselves, things like that. And also we have something called the Esther Challenge. And like that is also going to be a part of it, but it's where we went through the story of Esther. Like, that's my story. Her story, it was my story, how God took me through that 1 year of oils, bathing in oils and bathing in perfumes. And what that means, the oil represents the anointing. So you don't, not literally bathing, but you're actually pulling out the anointing out of you. So, and that's where God does the work. Like he's doing a work in you. It's a 1-year transformation. Then after, like, she gets put in this position of being a queen. And so as she's put in this position where she's a queen, she has all this authority, but like at the same time, you know, she's like, I'm kind of safe in my queenship. Like, I don't know what's going on in the outside world. But then Mordecai comes in and he's like, oh, who knows if you have come for such a time as this, because there's a cry out of your people who need you to use your authority. They need you to use that authority that you have to go and confront the king and tell him, hey, this is like, can we fix something? Can we switch something about these rules? Because this is not right. This is persecution and massacre of our people. And so like, that is what I'm walking women through. So we're doing like the Esther challenge, and it's like a 12-day challenge. It's not going to be 1 year, but what I am working on is a workbook alongside it to be like an assistance with a 12-day challenge, but then it turns into a 1 year. It's like a 1-year workbook. And then at the end, God unveils you. I believe God can do a lot in a year.
Wow.
So that's like how God unveiled my purpose, because that's what God did with me. Because I thought my purpose was to get married and have a husband, and that's it. And we're just gonna, you know, live in La La Land, like with our white picket fence.
Come on.
And like, you know,
And the dog.
I didn't think I'd be here. Like, okay, with my puppy dog. Like, I did not think I would be right here. I thought that I was just to be married and that's it. And here I am still single. But like, in Jesus' name, I know marriage is coming. But like, I'm grateful for the fact that God unveiled purpose in me before it all. You know, because like my purpose isn't wrapped in a man. And a lot of women think that their purpose is they're waiting and waiting and waiting on a husband. And that's not your purpose. That's not your only purpose, because your singleness is still a ministry. Marriage is a ministry, but marriage comes later on. But before you get married, you're what? You're single.
Yeah.
And God still has purpose in you before you get married.
Wow.
So, but it's beautiful, because then you can connect both purposes, and there's a greater purpose attached to your marriage. But I had to learn that no, like, you have purpose now. And so people need to hear your voice now. So that's what I want to help other people walk through with the Esther challenge. And that's where the confidence comes in, because when you're insecure, you go to what? A man.
Right.
Okay, I'm insecure in myself, and now I need a man to make me feel secure in myself. Now I need a husband. I need a wife to feel secure in myself. Like, no, you don't need a person to feel secure in yourself. You can be secure in yourself with Jesus.
Yeah, because ultimately nobody can make you happy outside of you.
Exactly.
So how important, or what do you feel is the purpose of the single season? Because a lot of people, and I've talked with people that have a vision for when they meet someone, but they are not focused on the now. How important is the now in your singleness before the person comes in? Like, what is God doing in us?
First thing is, God is getting you to understand about you, like learn about you first. He wants you to be comfortable with yourself and just being single. Like, and he wants you to know who he is. And so sometimes, like, well, for me, I'm gonna talk about myself. I really thought that if I got to marriage, then everything will be okay. If he's the answer to all my problems, he will be the answer to all the things that my family have said about me, answer to all what my friends thought about me, that I would never have a husband, or whatever the case is, or you're this, you're not cute, you're not this, you're not that. Like, I had to learn that no, like, he's not going to be the solution. Okay, Jesus has been the solution. And so in your singleness, you have to learn about God first. You have to learn about who God is in you. And I know that's so cliche to say, like, okay, you got to get to know Jesus. And okay, well, now I got to know Jesus. I'm still like, God knows the desires of your heart. Yeah. He knows the desires of you wanting to be married. But the singleness is so important, because there's so much purpose in what you can do as a single person. Like, you're able to roam free. And I understand, I didn't understand this till recently, because once I stepped into purpose, that's when I was like, when Paul said it's better to be single than to be married, I didn't realize like, oh, there's so much I can do single without having, because you got to report back to husband, like you got to report back to your family. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I gotta talk to you about it. Like, you know, you're kind of like, you know, that's your first ministry now. It's not the ministry and the work of the Lord out there. Like, that's not the first one. The household, that nuclear family is going to be, that's going to be the number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be God, the wife, and then children, right? And then it's everybody else. But when you're single, like, you are able to just boom, 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 boom.
That's the time for you. That's time for you to learn you, to build you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So, Taylor, can you tell the people how can they get involved with Unveiling Purpose? Where can they sign up? Where can they follow you?
You can follow me at Unveiling Purpose. We are also on Facebook group Unveiling Purpose. If y'all just put it in a search engine, it'll pop up. We're also on YouTube. I'm on YouTube, Taylor A. Goodridge, and Taylor's Voyage is my Instagram name. And so our link in bio, all the other external links are on there, so you can definitely hit us up and connect with us. And we were excited to connect with you.
Taylor, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This has been a pleasure. Listen, I've had a good time.
It was a good time.
This has been so great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, family, we have had a great time today, but I want to remind you that your purpose is not just a destination, but your purpose is a journey. I love you. Peace out.